game is loyal to no one, man. At the end of the day, it's loyal to no one. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Randy Moss, you name it. A lot of players have been through contracts disputes, disagreements, and felt like they haven't been treated fairly in their process of being on teams and things like that, myself included, right? But the difference is, too, once players hit their 30s, their roster spots become expendable, usually after any guarantees expire from the contract. And a person in a position like Stefon Diggs, if they don't agree to take a pay cut, obviously they will be released. And in some situations, players sign back with that team that just released them, and it's at a much cheaper price. I'm not sure if Stefon Diggs is going to make it back to New England, but there have been situations where players sign back to the same team for a much cheaper price. Stefon Diggs refused Patriots' request before getting cut. I mean, that is obvious. That happens. And it says, NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported Wednesday that Diggs will be cut after the start of the new league's year on March 11th. This move will free up $16.8 million in cap space for the reigning AFC champion. According to Savage Sports, the Patriots wanted to restructure Diggs' contract, but he wasn't interested in doing so. That report hasn't been confirmed or denied.
I know the reason, man. I know the reason why he got cut.
What was the reason, brother? What was the reason?
Man, they making space. They making space for that trade. they want the big boy AJ Brown to come to town.
or they have to pay Christian Gonzalez, man. I mentioned that during the season or right after the Super Bowl that Stefon Diggs was in jeopardy of not being with the New England Patriots no more. And it could have been for a lot of different reasons. But yes, teams are always looking to upgrade and make their team better. But at the end of the day, when players in Stefon Diggs' position get released, it comes down to the money. Follow the money. Everybody knows that. Follow the money. You got to follow the money.
I was even surprised at the beginning of the season when they gave him that contract coming off the tour ACL. I mean, he older, and they gave him like a lot of money up front. I'm like surprised by that. Well, I guess they cut the ties loose, get some of that back.
Yeah, some of those contracts, they seem they're misrepresented to the average fans and people who haven't been in the NFL. It might be a 2-3 year contract on paper, but it's really a 1 year deal. When the guarantees are gone, the players' roster spot is pretty much done with. Especially if they have a high salary cap, an older player, things like that. But for Stefon Diggs, I think he let his pride get in the way in New England. If New England wasn't trying to make him take a hefty pay cut, which they probably was. But at the end of the day, I think he's letting his pride get in the way because I don't see too many teams excited about signing a player over 30 with looming legal trouble, which Stefon Diggs has, right? Right after the Super Bowl, he had to report to the courthouse and be arraigned for a hearing. And you got to think about those type of things and scenarios when you're in a situation like Stefon Diggs. Should I or should I not agree to a restructure because I understand that I have some liability, looming, you know what I mean? But if for some reason Stefon Diggs is unfortunately found guilty of these charges against him, it would make teams more hesitant to sign him to a decent contract. It would have been easy for him to negotiate a restructure with New England and make sure he had a paycheck coming in. Because that's what you want to guarantee at the end of the day for us, us players. We want to make sure we are getting paid. We have a paycheck coming in whenever the time of these paychecks supposed to show up. And with legal troubles looming and have to pay lawyers and all these different type of things, settlements, it doesn't feel good, man.
Another thing, like you said, the age, man. So it's not many teams out there going to give him the chance, just like you said. So taking that restructure to stay with a team, at least you're going to know you're going to be on the team, other than like it's up in the air, basically jobless right now. It's up in the air. I'm not sure if his agent was already in contact with some people and they already got something looming, but as of right now, everything is a mystery. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if you're gonna play next season.
It's
Honestly,
hard for your agent to go out there and work for you and reach out to teams and expect them to be interested in a player who's over 30 and with legal trouble looming. Like I said, and especially Stefon Diggs, he's a character in himself. He showed that he can definitely be a team's player and abide by the team and not be the same player that he was before at other teams and have those outbursts and things like that and help a team ultimately get to the Super Bowl because that's what he did. He was one of the main factors to help leading New England to the Super Bowl on the field and off the field, just being a leader in the New England, being a veteran, having that veteran leadership around there, you know what I mean? But for Diggs, by not taking a pay cut, man, it puts his status in a tricky scenario. But plenty of teams would be happy to sign Stefon Diggs to the league minimum if that's what it comes down to.
Do you know? You think of any good fits for him right now, off the top of your head? Any good fits for him?
Well, it's hard to think of any good fits. I mean, despite the legal troubles and everything he has going forward and going against him. I mean, going into his 9th, 10th season, he's turning 32, I think, 32 or 33 in November. Any good fits? I consider Stefon Diggs a possession receiver. He isn't that deep threat, big play receiver that he once was, and he never really had that breakaway speed that those fast guys have in the NFL. So you have to look at places where he can go in and be a good third down type of receiver or possession receiver. And I think Pittsburgh, if Aaron Rodgers decided to come back, that's a whole nother situation in itself. But if Aaron Rodgers decided to come back, if Stefon Diggs signed with Pittsburgh, I think that could be a good fit and they could connect and work really well together right off the rip. A lot of egos with those two guys playing together. But I think that is one of the places he can possibly fit. I'm not sure about Buffalo or him reuniting in Buffalo, how Joe Brady, the new head coach, feels about him. But with the signing of DJ Moore, bringing in a guy like Stefon Diggs for a much cheaper price, that is good business in the game of football, right? You add in players for a much cheaper price, but a lot of value. And Stefon Diggs, like I said, he can still bring a lot of value, playing a certain role,
For sure. He was the only player last year on the Patriots to get over 1,000 yards. So he still put up 1,000 yards. He's still going to do his thing. But all the legal troubles and everything that come with it, if a team ready for that, they might as well go ahead and take that chance. And it depends on the price tag too. A lot of factors depending on the price tag.
You see how dirty this game is, man. NFL, right? You think the team you play with, they love you, they're loving on you, they're treating you so well. And you would have thought Stefon Diggs was guaranteed to be around at least one more season after advancing to the Super Bowl. You know how Mr. Kraft was glazing all over him and Cardi B being on stage, dancing, having a great time.
You called it earlier. You was like, I don't think Stefon Diggs gonna be back. So you knew something.
Yeah, because I've been there, I've seen it, man, and I've been a part of these scenarios, and I know all of this love is fake love. This isn't real love. What Mr. Kraft is doing, of course, he's enjoying his life, and he's not trying to say he's act like it's real love. He's just enjoying the life and enjoying the festivities as the owner of the New England Patriots. But the perception and what it gives us and what it looks like, it's like, I know Stefon Diggs himself. He's like, man, I thought I was Mr. Kraft's number one guy. Me and Mike Vrabel, we had an understanding that I'm going to be around and help lead this team. But, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Contract disputes and being released is inevitable in the NFL. Like I said, if you play long enough, that's the one thing Belichick taught me. You play long enough, you will have a contract dispute in the NFL. This league is a 30 and under man's league. Once you hit the age of 30, you are considered old in the NFL for skilled players, not including quarterbacks. Once you hit the age of 30, man, they look at you like, man, you can't move no more. Your speed has automatically decreased, and all type of different stigmas they throw on us
Especially,
players.
I feel like as running backs, I feel like running backs is the first ones to like get the devalue in they and their abilities and skills and things like that. Like running backs, probably like 28, 29, they start to think like, oh no, you're getting too old as a running back. I feel like they
Running
always
back,
like the
man,
first ones to
running
get
back
like
has like a 6 year window where that they're considered still young. After 6-7 years, man, it's over for running back. They can't even make it to the age of 30 and still be considered young in the NFL.
right, which is
But
crazy.
for the New England Patriots, there's some good talent that's going to be available during the free agency, that I think can easily pick up the slack for Stefon Diggs' production, while that he's no longer going to be there. And I think the perfect fit for the New England Patriots would be Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce would be a really good fit to take over Stefon Diggs and pair up with Drake May. I like that. I like what Alec Pierce brings to the table. I hope New England Patriots is aggressive in this free agency, but obviously they already rumors are that they're already trying to be aggressive. They're already out there throwing the numbers out there.
I said they out here making offers. They trying to upgrade for sure.
So Stefon Diggs, man, his last season or one season with the New England Patriots had 85 targets. 102 targets, 85 catches, and just over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he was the most productive receiver for the New England Patriots. I don't think this is too hard to replace, especially with the way Drake May is playing. Don't look at the Super Bowl. I know everybody is still caught up on the Super Bowl. What have you done for me lately is what it's all about. But yeah, man, I think this is easy to replace with a guy like Alec Pierce, man. Obviously, he's going to command a big number, but he has the speed. He has the ability to work the middle of the field, the intermediate routes, and Alec Pierce would be a big threat for Drake May to have in the New England Patriots, along with all the other players at receiver that the New England Patriots have. But the big question is, what is A.J. Brown going to do? What are the Philadelphia Eagles going to do with A.J. Brown? And if anybody didn't know that's listening to this live, man, Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown, they have a pass. And Mike Vrabel was responsible for drafting A.J. Brown, if I'm correctly, or he became the head coach when I think it was A.J. Brown rookie year. But I'm sure that Mike Vrabel drafted him, and it was some issues. They had some issues in Tennessee trying to get along, and A.J. Brown had a hard time adapting to the NFL ways, right? Mike Vrabel ways coming from New England and how they do things. And with all that being said, I know Mike Vrabel is trying his best to rewrite or reunite with A.J. Brown and right any wrongs done in Tennessee with A.J. Brown by trying to bring him back to New England. And I just think the asking price is too high. I think the asking price is too high. I think it's too high.
That's on purpose.
Of course, that's on purpose.
The Eagles don't want to get rid of him, but they like, if you want him, we need this.
If you want him that bad, and that's usually how he plays ball for the New England Patriots and does his trades and things like that. He starts off very aggressive with a high number, and he would take this trading rumors and have players on the trading blocks all the way up into training camp, and then he will make a move. He'll take the best offer and just feeding it out there, listening around and seeing what people are willing to give up. And yeah, man, A.J. Brown, I think with DJ Moore, with the Buffalo Bills giving up a second rounder for DJ Moore, it kind of make A.J. Brown's asking price a little more seriously, that first round of that the Philadelphia Eagles is asking for. Because they both receivers had pretty much the same amount of production, But I don't see anyone giving up that first rounder. If you give up a first rounder for AJ Brown heading into his 8th, 9th, 10th season, you know,
I think somebody will.
if you do that,
Especially like the later Patriots got with a 32 pick.
yeah,
That's not really. I mean, no, they
that's a
got a
good point.
31st pick. Yeah, that's
That's a
not
good
higher
point.
than the draft. I feel like they would risk that known player that they know, like Rabel know him. I mean, of course they had a disagreement. I remember AJ Brown told a story where like Rabel was being hard on him as a rookie, and
Yeah.
he said like you need to be taking notes. He's writing in his notes. He's writing, I hate Rabel, just to make it look like. But
Yeah, that's what I was saying,
but
man.
now as he older and mature, he understands that Rabel just trying to make him the best player he is. So he got like love for the Patriots because he grew up a Patriots fan. Then
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel was there, so his love for the Patriots is very high. So
That's
I won't be
yeah,
I won't be surprised at
yeah.
all.
That's what I mean when I say Mike Vrabel's trying to right any wrongs he's done or had with AJ Brown while he was in Tennessee, while they was in Tennessee together. And yeah, they probably misunderstood each other, but and also Mike Vrabel recognized how gifted and good of a player AJ Brown is. And now, like you say, he just want to get him back, man, and just, don't have any regrets. Yeah,
And I
I'm
really
sure.
believe
Huh?
AJ Brown, like since AJ Brown been in the Eagles and he's been with Mike Vrabel, I believe he thinks Mike Vrabel is a better coach than Nick Sirianni. So
Yeah,
he at first he thought like, damn, I got Mike Vrabel, I hate him. And then he came to Nick Sirianni, he's like,
yeah,
Mike Vrabel was the guy, man. He know what he's doing. Like
yeah,
he loves him more. I mean, I'm pretty sure that happens with everybody. Somebody been hard on you. It only gotta be coaches, it could be teachers, it could be anybody. And you like, man, I hate this person. And after you get mature, you older, and I'm like, everything they were saying, they was telling me was right. Like,
yeah.
and they was right on point.
It's just
So
about maturity, man. It's just about
yeah,
growth and things like that. And that's pretty much what happened for both Mike Vrabel as a coach and AJ Brown as a player. It was new to Mike Vrabel and as well as AJ Brown coming into the NFL. And every these coaches out here have different coaching styles. You could come from college, and your coach may not be that authoritarian type of coach, right? He might be a pushover or a laid back type of coach, and he's a player's type of coach, and you're not used to the discipline and things like that. And once you get to the NFL, now you have a coach who's very strict. He wants things done exactly the way he wants them done, and that breeds success. But some players might not understand that because of the situation you come from. Even free agents and things like that, coming from different teams in the NFL. So it's adjustment for all of us, all around the board. But, just giving up a first round, I wanted to speak on that. Giving up a first rounder for any player, but a player like AJ Brown, I mean, that potentially sets the team back 10 plus years. Because that first round pick is potentially supposed to have a 10-year awesome career, a couple of Pro Bowls, couple of All Pros, a lot of Pro Bowls and things like that. Those are the expectations for a first rounder. So when you're giving up a first rounder, that season needs to be an awesome season. I mean, making it back to the Super Bowl, you can say that is good enough, but ultimately, they need to win the Super Bowl. If you're going to give up a first rounder for that, for a certain player, and you could go right into the draft and get a player. So let's check him out. AJ Brown, pretty consistent throughout his career, man. He had those 2 crazy seasons in Philadelphia, and that pretty much what hurt Mike Vrabel hard, man. When Tennessee Titans let AJ Brown go, he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles and lights it up. Almost 1,500 yards receiving both seasons, and Mike Vrabel had to sit back and watch that, right? So after that, he's pretty consistent, 1,000-yard receiver. But what I want you to notice is the targets, the amount of targets that AJ Brown get. I mean, he has a career high of 158, which is I guess you could say kind of normal for the number 1 receivers in the NFL, the Jamar Chase, Justin Jeffersons, and things like that, right? And players like that. But his last season, this past season in Philly, AJ Brown was targeted 121 times. That was 11th in the NFL, and he only came down with barely 1,000 yards. Barely 1,000 yards. Philly was trying to get the ball to A.J. Brown. They was trying to get it to him. Mm-hmm. And that was a big issue for A.J. Brown and everyone else talking about the offense. Offense took a step back last season, but he can't say he wasn't trying to get the ball to A.J. Brown. Probably trying to get the football to him too much, and that caused a lot of troubles for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles offense, man. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I don't know what A.J. Brown, at the end of the day, if Howie isn't ready to take a second rounder, maybe a third rounder and a player, something like that, A.J. Brown probably has to stay around for another season. I don't think he's a player, or I don't know if he's any guarantees left in his contract, but I don't know if he's cuttable, you know what I mean, per se. So
yeah, it also depends on AJ Brown, how you feeling when training camp come out. If he start coming up to training camp and want to sit out, so it's starting a whole nother situation. And it's like kind of like what Michael Parsons did, and that's how Michael Parsons ended up going to Green Bay.
Come through with an attitude, acting like, man, he's entitled to be traded, or coming to put his foot down. He can force his way up out of that, most definitely. Mm-hmm. And one thing Howie has learned about Andy Reid, man, you start whining and bitching and things like that, man, I get you up out of here quickly, man. And that's what happened we could see with C.J. Gardner and Darius Slay, whether the time was up or not. Howie made a move, man. Howie made a move.